AITA for not allowing my daughter to have a friend over because her mother is overprotective? My 39M daughter, 15F, has been doing a charter school online, and because they connect kids with others locally, she made a friend there. She uses mainly the internet for communication as neither of them have phones of their own. I'm happy for her since she does not have many friends. Her friend lives about an hour out of town, but comes into town often and they hang out at the library or park. The issue is that my daughter wants to have her friend over at our house to hang out. Now normally we'd be okay with this, but my wife, 36F, tells me that friend's mother will only allow it if I am not at home. This to us felt like a flag. My wife has attempted to find out if she can't talk to friend's mother, but she refuses to do so. My wife can't even find out what her name is. My wife and I decided it would be a bad idea to allow the daughter's friend over ever, even if I'm not there. This mother sounds like someone who could look for any reason to make accusations, and even if I were at work, am I supposed to avoid my own house so someone who I don't know and doesn't know me doesn't accuse me of being a predator? We have 3 other kids and we don't think it's wise to take that kind of risk. My daughter, however, thinks we are horrible and hate her for this and does not understand our concerns. Are we being unreasonable? AITA? Edit. To clarify, when I say I can't be there, I mean me, the dad. A man cannot be there while her daughter is there. Edit 2. Update to story. After some thinking and at my suggestion based on reading comments, my wife made another attempt to reach out to her. My wife explained what she was told via her daughter and wanted to find a way to work it out. So my wife invited her to dinner and she responded positively. So that's good. Hopefully we can work all this out for my daughter's sake. NTA This mother imposes this rule, but is not contactable at all? That's very weird. There's clearly more to this. Maybe the friend has had a certain bad experience in the past and doesn't want to give details. So the mother is taking the hit on being the bad guy? But to not want you in your own home means it's not unreasonable to expect a conversation. Why can she not get hold of her or find out her name though? Is your daughter deliberately keeping this info back? It's all too odd. I'm not saying the part about you not being allowed in your own home while this kid is there isn't weird as heck, however you're glossing over the weirdest part. My wife has attempted to find out if she can't talk to friend's mother, but she refuses to do so. My wife can't even find out what her name is. No way would I allow a playdate in my home with someone whose parent won't talk to me and I can't find out their name? Hard no. This sounds like the intro to an episode of Dateline. To be clear, you're saying the other mom doesn't want her daughter visiting a house where a man is present, right? Yeah. NTA. No one gets to kick you out of your house. If I were you, I'd just tell her that and leave it there. I.e., it's fine if the friend comes over, but you're not going anywhere and it's out of line for her to ask. I get where you're coming from with the whole "what if she makes an accusation" thing. But allowing that fear to dictate how you treat your daughter is overboard in my book. I'm going to say NTA because I don't blame you for wanting to avoid that family, especially if you can't even get hold of the mother. So is this info being passed on from the friend to your daughter? Very odd for someone who's also that protective. However, I feel for your daughter. If she's not got many friends, doesn't have a phone, and does school online, she sounds incredibly isolated for a teenager. I do not blame her at all for being so angry that you're not allowing her to meet this one friend in person. Is there some other compromise you can come up with? The girls meet outside somewhere. Go to the cinema, a restaurant or something. Keep trying to get in touch directly with the friend's parents. I don't think you should give up on this yet because honestly your daughter needs the independence. and socialization with peers her own age in person. Honestly, this sounds like typical weirdness from people who won't allow their 15-year-old to attend a regular school or have a phone. NTA. This is messy and sus as all hell. I wouldn't want my child anywhere near this situation. NTA. You are right to be concerned and want to protect yourself and your other kids. You are right that your daughter might not fully understand your reservations. Still, it doesn't hurt to have a sit down with her and try to explain best that you can and come up with other alternatives. There are things my parents tried to explain to me around that age, and it didn't click till I was older and had kids myself. Such is life. Protect yourself and your daughter first. NTA. That doesn't sound fair or safe. And the inability to get hold of the mother makes me nervous. But buy your daughter a damn phone. She's 15 and hanging out in parks. She needs to be able to get in touch with you or emergency services if something happens. You can get a good deal on a refurbished phone. NTA. I think your caution is well warranted. Of course your daughter is upset she's 15 and wants her friend to come over. But she'll get over it. However, daughter, 15F, has been doing a charter school online, and either of them have phones of their own, are some things you really should reconsider. Charter schools can be fine depending on various factors. But a purely online school really is a tremendous disservice unless you live in the outback someplace. Your daughter deserves to go and socialize with her peers and other adults. Plus she'll get a better education. I get the impulse not to give her a phone, but there are plenty of parental controls available. You are isolating her unnecessarily. Info. Are you saying your daughter is hanging out with a child that lives 1 hour outside of town but you've not met the parents and the child refuses to give you their mother's name? I'm just trying to comprehend. Does the friend drive? Are you certain they are even in classes together? No guest, or parents of guests, should be allowed to make the rules in someone else's home. If the girl's mother doesn't care enough to get to know more about your daughter and the rest of the family before she allows her daughter to hang out, that's just lazy parenting. And if she won't give you any information about her, well, that's a bit shady. The girls should remain friends online until the mom gets a hold of her senses and a reality check. NTA. I think it would be great for your daughter to take an in-person art or music class, a sport team or something community-based so she can interact with other teens. She needs a friend. NTA. Your daughter doesn't understand now, but will in time. Sometimes adults have to make adult decisions for the whole family. Stick to your guns. That's a really strange request from the other kid's parent. I'd be suspicious of that too. NTA. NTA. I think it's reasonable to say no until and unless you're able to talk to the mom. Tell your daughter you are more than happy to have her friend over, and that the friend's mom is welcome to get in touch with you about any needs or concerns to make that happen. Your concerns aren't even the issue here. It's the other mom's concerns. Just keep firm to that and let the friend's mom be ta who's saying no. NTA. Hopefully you stay far away from those people. Trust your gut on this. It's not worth it. I think I've been watching too much true crime documentaries. This mom's odd behavior makes me think of the dad in the I Killed My Dad series from Netflix. Something is truly fishy here. NTA. Please have an honest conversation with your daughter or let your wife do it and explain your reasoning. She is old enough to understand it. Keep your family safe. NTA. However, you've said that you can't even find out the mother's name. So you don't know that the mother says. What you know is daughter's friend claims this to be a rule set by her mother. You've no idea of this kid's situation, but something definitely feels off. Maybe I watch too much TV, but sounds like this girl is wanting to hide her home life and there may be something much deeper here than what she alleges to be her mother's rule. If it were me, I'd make it clear to daughter that you are not leaving your own home for friend or anyone else, and that if there is an issue to discuss, the mom can contact you or your wife. NTA, but I would like to add, as a former online high school kid now adult, I would encourage you to get your daughter involved in social, in-person activities if you don't do that already. I started online high school right out of middle school, and although I did enjoy it, I feel as if the isolation has set me steps behind my peers in terms of socialization skills. High school years are so crucial to meeting people, learning how to interact, etc. Get her involved in something now so it isn't harder to make friends when she goes off to college. This is the one thing I wish my parents did differently when transitioning me to online school. This is just my personal experience though. The only slumber party I was ever allowed to attend was because the parents were divorced and there were no man in the house. I always thought this was insane. Fast forward 30 years later and I learned dear old dad molested at least one kid back in the day. Not saying that's what's happening here. Just sharing.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.